There are so many things to love about the October hit kits this month. Hi guys, my name is Jana Eubank, and today I'm going to be playing with the metal dies called Little Village. I've been loving the metal dies lately. I love metal dies all the time, but this one is so cute. I couldn't wait to create a little village on my page today. The reason I want to create a little village is because my daughter and her church friends were playing a game called Bigger and Better, and in this game they go door to door to all the neighbors that they know, and they start with a paper clip and then they ask, do you have something bigger or better that we can trade this with? So these cute girls ended up with a mounted antelope head by the end of the night, and they won the game, which I thought was pretty funny. So this little village of houses will be so cute because it will represent them going door to door around to all of our neighbors, but also think of all the different ways you could use these dies. You could use these to welcome somebody into the neighborhood. They'd be so cute for Halloween where you're going to door trick-or-treating. I know many of my neighbors take such cute pictures of their kids at all the different doors around our neighborhood. And then they would also be really fun for the holidays. So this is a really versatile set. So to start out this page, I am just cutting out these houses over and over again using the 6x8 papers from the Pocket Life kit. You can also purchase those papers and cards separately if you don't want the stamp, so be sure to check them out. Now I'm going to line these all up on a background of cardstock. So I'm using the buff cardstock, and I will mount it later on the orange clementine cardstock. But first, I want to splatter it with a bit of this coral, Cape Cod Coral Magicals. So I've just watered this down, and I'm just sprinkling it across my background just for some light distressing. Next, I took it over to my sewing machine, and I used some tan thread to stitch around the perimeter, but also to create 3 rows for my houses to sit on. I trimmed that down and distressed the edges, and now I'm ready to line up my houses. I used foam tape to adhere all of these houses into place, and I do that off camera so that you didn't have to watch that long process. But here I'm just making a few adjustments. I had distributed the colors fairly well, but I also wanted to make sure I had the variety of heights on each of the different rows. So I did shift those around a little bit. I also inked around each of those houses with some light gray ink, which just defined them a little bit better so they didn't blend into the background. Next, I'm going to bring back this clementine cardstock, and I'm going to mat my photo with that so that it ties into the orange houses around the page, but also the perimeter of the page. I like how that color repeats. Now, I did have a few scraps left over from these 6x8 pads, and I decided to just cut a few strips, off these edges of these pieces, and I'm going to layer them up across the bottom of the photo. I did go ahead and tear each of the edges of that broken grid paper, and then I'm going to cut the wood grain one just a little bit smaller so that they have a layered feel behind them. Now I went ahead and inked these all up, and as I go to adhere it to my page, I realize, oh yeah, this is way too tall for this little spot. So I simply just peel it off, and then I move those 2 strips to the center of the photo just to anchor it. I like that the pattern repeats there, and then I just will tuck it right in behind the houses, and that worked great. Next, I want to work on my title, and I love these white alphabet stickers that we got in the kits this month. They are nice, large size, and they have a puffy texture to them. They're actually a puffy sticker. I like how the white kind of blends into the buff background so that the houses still remain the focal point of this layout. So my title is Bigger and Better, which is the name of the game. I did go ahead and add my journaling, and that's because I knew I was going to fussy cut all of these leaves and acorns from that other 6x8 paper that I showed you just a few seconds ago to accent all of these houses. And I knew that I wanted to add some of those leaves around the journaling and the title. So I went ahead and just cut out a variety of them. At this point, they're just laying in place. I've just kind of tucked them all around the page so you can kind of see how I've arranged them. I know that I want to bring in some puffy stickers as well, and so I didn't want to adhere them quite yet because I'm still figuring out what I want to do. And I wanted to accent the photo, and I cut out these pieces from the Pocket Life kit thinking that I would stamp this word autumn on it along with this this little phrase. But when I placed it over there, it just sort of felt too bold. It felt kind of out of place. So I am going to switch this out for this darling phrase that's on the puffy stickers, and I think that's a good choice. It remains in the color scheme of all the houses around the page, and so it doesn't call your attention to it like the stamping did. Although I love the stamps, this works a lot better. So I'm going to place this at the top of the photo and tuck some leaves in there. I will rearrange some of the leaves on the houses that were right above it just so I can distribute those a little bit better and I don't have too many leaves all close together. And then I'm going to go ahead and start adhering these in place. So I did use thin foam tape to add this phrase and then to add all the leaves and acorns around the page. So I'll just take a minute to do that, and you can see how I'm just cutting my foam dots down to fit the sizes of the leaves, and then I'm just going to arrange these. I won't show you all of them, but I will bounce around and you can see a little bit of that. Those fussy cut acorns and leaves were the perfect size, and it did take a little bit of time to cut them out and distribute them around the page, but I think it's well worth it. I think it's so cute, and I love how it ties everything together. Now, I did want to add a little more randomness to this page, and so I went to the puffy stickers from the embellishment kit, and I'm just picking out some to add to the houses here and there. So I'm looking for colors that will mix in well. I do have that one bright blue cloud. I mean, it's not really bright. It's the blue that's in the stripe on the striped houses, but it does stand out a little bit. So I'm going to take some time and see if I can find some other blue pieces so that I can distribute that color and balance it around the page. So I'm going to add some little tiny mushrooms, some cups. I have the little bird and the pumpkin, and I think I end up putting a vase with a branch in it because it had the blue water. So we'll take a moment and just watch those fall into place. So I think that does it for the puffy stickers and the acorns and leaves. Now I'm ready to add a bit of shine to this page. So I'm going to grab these pearl stickers from the embellishment kit. Now I thought I might keep this page quite monochromatic, how it is already. So I started off with the apricot and light pink pearl stickers. But once I tried out these chocolate brown pearls, I really love the pop of brown and the boldness that adds. I think it balances out the boldness of that black photo. So I'm going to go ahead and use the chocolate brown pearls around the page, and then that will complete it. I love this layout. It was so much fun to create. I love the stitching details. I loved creating all those little houses out of all the different pattern papers, fussy cutting the leaves and acorns from another 6x8 paper, and then adding in some texture with the puffy stickers and the pearl stickers. These are the Hip Kit Club kits for October 2023 called the Fall Vibes Collection. It is exclusively designed by Kimberly at Hip Kit Club and is only available there. Be sure to come pick one up before they sell out. The fall kits are always really popular, and they just announced the holiday kits. Those are always really popular as well. So come and grab it, or better yet, subscribe so that you get a little gift to your door every month. It's the perfect way to end the year. A little gift for yourself for Christmas, right? Or maybe the perfect way to start off the year and tackle some of your scrapbooking goals. All right, guys, my name is Jana Eubank for Hip Kit Club. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit today. Have a creative week. We'll see you next time.